G'day guys, thanks for tuning in to my, I think I'm going to call this a tube cast, because I'm a podcaster. So I figured that if I'm doing a podcast and a YouTube video at the same time, we're going to call them YouTube cast. YouTube cast? Don't know. I just realized something about this whole debacle of HyperFund, HyperCapital, HyperVerse and HyperNation, as I've been doing a call out lately to people suggesting that they come on to a Zoom meeting and tell me their story. So I got this guy who come on my Zoom meeting today, and I talked to him for about an hour. And if you have a look at the picture in the background, I'm actually going through editing it at the moment. And then I thought, well, I really need to do sort of about an intro. And there's something that I would really like to address. Now that I interviewed a guy by the name of Mike Lucas, and I think Colin is the guy that I've just been talking to for an hour. The demographics of the two guys is practically the same. Colin, I hope his name is Colin. I better get that right before I carry on. Let's have a look. Colin. It is Colin. Right, Colin. Now, Colin's from South Africa. And he took early retirement and used his pension money or retirement funds and put it into HyperVerse and lost a lot. And the same with Mark Lucas. And both those guys don't have partners, are single, and they've both been conned out of their money. And then I think back to the things I used to do. I used to run social group, and I used to help a lot of people who were lonely. And I used to be incredibly lonely myself. And I do mention it briefly in the podcast, but I'm suddenly realizing a lot of these people are incredibly lonely people who are starving for a community and also have put a lot of trust in a friend that's recommended something to them. And it's really making these people really vulnerable. And I asked Colin if he felt suicidal, and he said yes, he has thought about it. Now, that's another side of it. It's all very well putting in money that you can afford to lose, which they all tell you should only do that, but who can afford to lose any money? And this guy put in over 300,000 Rand into it, which is, I haven't worked it out, but I'm thinking it's about $20,000. And now he feels, like he could, potentially this guy could actually get so down and out that obviously he'd take his own life. Imagine that on your shoulders. That's why it's so important for us to have people who are brave enough to come and tell their story. And while I'm talking to him, he's actually trying to figure out whether I think there's actually an opportunity for him to get his money back. And I have to be the bearer of bad news, which is making me feel a bit vulnerable because I'm not a trained professional at dealing with people with mental illness or thoughts of suicidal thoughts. Personally, I've had two people in my family, my stepfather and my sister, actually unfortunately take their own lives. So I know it's a real possibility that people do that. So what I've reached out, I've got a good friend called Michael Hempstead, and he's wrote a book about, how do I help people with suicidal thoughts. And I've been to his book opening, and would you believe one of the best things that you can actually do is ask people point blank, are they feeling suicidal? And if they say yes, then as a person that isn't a trained professional, the best thing you can actually do is say to that person, well, let's get some help and I'll come with you. So if you are talking to these people, bear in mind this is a possibility how some people are thinking and how down they are. Now, I just wanted to address that. Now, I've reached out to my friend Michael and asked him if he would be willing to come on a YouTube cast. I'm sure that's right. And basically help us understand mental illness a little bit more because he deals with it every day. So that's what I'm doing about it. But anyway, this is just a small introduction to the podcast I did with Colin. Now, hopefully I have got this right. It is Colin, Colin, and we'll hear. Now, Colin's from South Africa, and I'll merge this into the podcast, but thanks for giving me some of your time and some comments, and please do hit the thumbs up. Let's get these videos out. Now, if you've got a story like Colin's, I want to hear from you. I want you to go to heck.com and make a booking, and let's get together over Zoom, and you can tell me your story. Let's start speaking out, and let's name and shame these people. It's more about getting the message out to help others. And as I talk through it, there's people now queuing up to get into these HyperNation meetings, and they're looking to put their money in. So we don't want other people to be victims. And the best prevention that I can see is people getting more awareness out to the public about these Ponzi schemes and how to be cautious. This was the second time Colin has actually invested in a Ponzi scheme. So a lot of people aren't once bitten, twice shy. It seems like twice bitten, not very shy. All right, so enjoy the podcast, and please do comment, and any advice or tips that you can share, please do let us know. And there's one other thing I want you to listen to. Colin was going to reach out to one of the comments he saw in a YouTube video where someone said that such and such helped them recover their funds. If you ever see any messages under my videos, I'm not endorsing them. In fact, every day I'm deleting those messages. They are scams, and you'll lose more money. There's no such thing as getting your money back. No one has a clever computer program that can hack the blockchain and get the transaction of your money that you put into HyperVerse back. So just be cautious there as well. There's scammers who are quite happy to scam the people that have been scammed. All right, look forward, enjoy the YouTube video. I'll merge it in now. I'm Danny DeHeck, and I'm just about going to go into a Zoom meeting with someone who's emailed me asking for a meeting, and they want help getting their money back from HyperVerse. I don't know if you've been listening lately to any of the Zoom meetings promoting HyperNation, but it is actually quite amazing what they're asking people to do. They really are doing what they call positive peer pressure. So basically, if you join up for HyperNation, you're going to get community rewards if you go to all the Zooms. So if you're a newbie and you turn up in a Zoom meeting and there's 200 other people in there with you, then you can just about guarantee that 150, if not more of them, are actually already signed up for the system, and they're going to chant you on and get you involved with HyperNation. Simply because you think everyone else is doing it, I'll do it as well. But little do you know that these guys have already signed up, already part of HyperNation, and they've already got their friends. So everyone's encouraged to rally together, and it's like a pack of wolves, isn't it, really, who are going out there to rustle up their friends and deceive people. And we listen to these meetings, and I'm overwhelmed with what they're actually telling people. And you're going to get this, and if you get this, you get that, and the rewards are just uncomprehendable. I always look like I'm crooked on camera. I don't know how to do that. So I'm not used to wearing glasses all the time, so if I lift that glass up there a little bit, still look like my eyebrows are crooked. Hello. Connecting audio. Hey, g'day. How you doing? Waiting for the audio. Should be too far away. There we go. We should be right. Can you hear me all right?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate. Nice to have your voice. It takes a wee while to connect the voice through. Whereabouts are you calling from today?
I'm from South Africa. And you?
Oh, cool. Joburg, is it?
No, Durban.
The other side. Because it's like the North Island and the South Island, isn't it? When you meet South African. That's where you probably watch the rugby as well, do you?
Yeah. Just not too much.
You guys are pretty vicious with the rugby with New Zealand, I tell you. Always, whenever we have a South African game, it's like, oh my goodness, we're going to get a beating, but it's going to be one hell of it's more of a fist fight than anything else. So,
where are you from, Danny?
I'm from Christchurch. We're based in New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're more John Olomo's boys.
Yeah, wasn't he a legend, eh? Yeah. You still watch replays of him, and you're thinking, what the heck? He was a big lad. He used to jump over people, didn't he?
Oh yes, for sure.
It's like watching a camel play rugby, really, to be honest. Yeah.
Do you mind if I smoke while I'm doing this video?
Oh, I hate smoking, but I've assumed that the fumes don't come through the screen, so we should be all right. Yeah. I used to say people, I don't mind smoking car tires because that used to be fun. But yeah. What are you smoking? Not marijuana by any chance?
No.
No. Yeah. So you've got involved in HyperVerse.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you actually hear about that originally?
It was a friend of mine that introduced me to HyperVerse.
Right. Isn't that always the way? I ask that question, and every time it's the same. And you're still in contact with that friend?
No, not. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to deal with me anymore.
Oh, well, that's good. Because now you can name and shame them.
Because I went to the Rocket desk for information, because every time I got in contact with him, he was either too busy to help me.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to the Rocket desk. That's the Rocket desk.
No, I don't. I haven't heard of that. Rocket desk?
Rocket desk. It's an information center for HyperVerse.
Oh, right. There you go. You taught me something. I've never got involved in it, so I'm not on a vendetta to get my money back. I'm just like to know how that works. And do they normally get back to you with pre-formatted emails, or is it every case is individually answered?
Hello?
Do they normally get back to you with some form of answer, or how does that work?
You're talking about the Rocket desk?
Yeah, like how much help and support do you get from them?
Yeah, basically it's like how to do withdrawals and stuff. I was actually converting mine to HVT. I don't know if you know what HVT is.
Yep, no, I know quite a lot about it, but I'm just not used to that. All right, so then HVTs, like, so Bitcoin Rodney was giving away $45 million worth of HU, I think it was, because it was worthless.
Sorry?
He was, but then you were converting it to HVT, which is now worthless anyway, isn't it? It's being pumped and dumped, and you're stuck with all this coin that you can't do anything with.
Yeah.
Or no one wants to transfer it. I think that's the biggest scam of the whole picture, to be honest, is they're actually obviously dumping these coins, and then they sell them off, and that's where they make their money as well.
Yeah.
Let alone running the whole company on memberships. And are you convinced it's a scam now, or are you still thinking it might come true with the payout?
Whoa, there's a lot of people that are involved in this HyperVerse that are really optimistic about it.
Yeah.
They said, it's, and what do you think, Danny?
Well, it's just a Ponzi scheme. So basically that means that some people win and some people lose. And that's the problem, because you get the people who are winning telling you that they've made so much money it can't be a scam. And then you've got the poor people who are the ones feeding the rich people who are losing their money, and their money's all locked up. So it's a real oxymoron in a way. The video I put online last night was a meeting that Pinaki Nark was telling people that in 2 or 3 weeks, they're going to pay back everyone's one-time rewards. So, and you've heard that before?
No.
Right. So if you put $1,000 in and you haven't ever withdrawn any money, then he reckons that in 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks time, that everyone's going to get paid back whatever they put in. So they're going to break even. And he's quite chuffed that that's going to happen. But how many people have actually put, like all the wealthy people have already taken all their initial out, and they've also taken a ton of other out. So that doesn't affect anyone that's done really well out of it. It's basically for anyone that's invested since April, let's say April. So did you ever take any money out of it?
Yes, I have taken some money out of it.
Yeah.
Compared to, okay, not all of it though.
Yeah.
But
have you got back your initial? Yeah, how much?
I invested quite a lot of money. I invested in there.
How much is that, mate?
It was 320,000.
Oh my God, mate. Oh, I'm just about fell over then, but I'll hurt myself, so I'll stay standing. Oh my goodness. Wow. So it's not your life savings?
Well, it was, I took my package. I used to work at the airport, you know.
Right.
I was a flight controller at the airport, and I took my package. I invested part of my money.
Wow, mate. I just oh dear. No, that's so the problem I see is a lot of people are hanging on to hope, and what they want to do is appease the crowd. And basically, after watching the video last night, and I was in bed, to give you an idea how dedicated I am to finding these rascals. I was in bed at 12:15 last night, and I got a message from a person telling me that here's a video of Pinnacle Narc that's just been released. Here's the password. And I logged into a Vimeo account, saw the video, got out of bed, ripped off the video, and uploaded it to Odyssey so everyone can see it. And that video was only done 12 hours earlier. And it's basically Pinnacle saying that everyone's going to get the initial investment out. Now, if we use your case as an example, let's say you've taken out 50 grand, I don't know. I assume that you haven't got your 320,000 out.
No, I haven't.
Right. So where do they, if they are going to give you your initial money out, you know, like you wouldn't even be a high candidate, I don't think, because you've already taken some money out. So they are alleging that if people haven't taken any money out and they've just rebuyed, or even have put their money in and not touched it, that they are going to pay back those people first. So because you have taken some money out, I'm guessing that if they find money, now we're talking $4 billion worth of scam here. Now if they are going to repay people the $4 billion somehow, because some people have already taken other people's money and paid themselves, and especially the people at the top, they have been taking out their money left, right, and center, which is contradicting what they're selling.
Right.
You know, so I think, first of all, there's no money to pay anyone out because no one's addressed that elephant in the room where they say, well, where's the money coming from? Because they reckon that HyperNation is a completely different entity. And all they're doing to appease people or grab the crowd from HyperVerse is offer them a discount if they transfer the money into Hyperbond. And once you transfer your money into Hyperbond, you're actually forfeiting. That's you saying that you agree to being paid out, and that means, I believe, it changes the liability. You know, if they're trying to say, oh well, you've actually agreed that you want to convert your money from HyperVerse to Hyperbond and then transfer it into HyperNation, and if you do that, then it's worthless. You know, you've got this worthless coin or currency sitting in HyperNation. But however, if you go back to HyperVerse and go, well, I've never got my $320,000 out, they're going to say, but you've agreed to transfer it to a shit coin and put it over to HyperNation. Do you follow the mentality of that? And does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's where you go.
Okay. So you're saying basically that the people that haven't withdrawn or will possibly get the money out, that'll be the first choice.
That's right. So put it in and don't do anything, and no rebuys, no nothing. I think you'd be at the top of the ladder if they actually come through and say what they're going to do.
Yeah, but then in my case now, I've already taken like almost 100,000 rand out of it, of the 320,000.
Yep. So now you'd be a complicated monster to them, and I bet they'd use that as an excuse that you're not at the top of the food chain.
Well, what does that mean now? That I won't even get the rest of the money out?
No, now remember, they're just sort of stringing you along. So then they're making this up as they go, because when I listened to Pinnacle Narc talking last night, he basically is repeating stuff that I've heard people make up on the fly. So he's listening to other people's suggestions, and then he's delivering that as a fact and something that's going to happen. But I was in the same Zoom meeting or listening to the same leadership meeting where he was being told that for the first time. So it's just, you know, like, I know it's a lot of money for you. You've put $320,000 in it, and then you're listening to these.
Sorry, not $320,000, 320,000 rands.
Oh, right. And what's that in dollars?
It's about it's probably about probably like $10,000.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I didn't know what the rand was. You got me all excited there, mate. So
no, $20,000.
20,000, still a lot of money. So I've got another guy that put $25,000 in, and he American, and he currently has $197,000 worth of HU sitting as an account, and he never withdrawed any money. And now he's still obviously got his money tied up in there, but theoretically he'd be similar to yourself. So you would have, so you've taken out a third. Yeah. So that's,
yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. And when did it stop for you? April, was it? Or March? May?
Yeah, last year, yeah.
Last year, December?
No, last year, April.
April, oh, yep, the same. So that's, so is that April 2021? When most people had it?
Yes.
Right. Because I thought people were still taking money out. Even recently, like this year, but I must have got that wrong. But yeah, I don't think. Well, that's not your advice be to me, Danny? Sorry.
What would your advice be to me?
You won't like my advice. Yeah, just I mean, you have to literally put it down as a learning lesson, because you know, the behind MLM.com website.
Sorry, you said it again?
Have you heard of the behind MLM.com website? They publish They publish warnings about Ponzi schemes all the time. I've got Project Frugal, who's done 10 videos on this company, you know, showing people how it's just a big scam. And what people like yourself find the hardest to actually comprehend is that the people who are telling you that things are going to happen are literally making it up. And whether they believe in it or not, it doesn't make sense. So let's say that HyperVerse does have a pile of money there and they're going to repay everyone. How's that actually going to work? For example, there's Tron scans, and you can see when people have withdrawn from HyperVerse. So I can't remember the date exactly, but let's say 4 or 5 months ago, there was a massive withdrawal from HyperVerse's account. So the money's been stolen out of HyperVerse. So if they were going to repay you back into HyperVerse, then you got to think, well, how are they going to, where's that money actually going to come from? Are they going to transfer money out of HyperNation back into the HyperVerse HVT? That coin's worth nothing. So how are they going to actually physically pay you the money? And then how are they going to ring you up and say, you know, g'day, mate, how you doing? We understand you've got money with us. How would you like to be paid today? You know, are they going to, it just doesn't make any sense. No one's talked about the mechanics of receiving the payment in the first place, let alone where's the money going to come from.
Sorry, Danny. Are you clued up with cash effects?
Oh, no, well, I'm not involved in it, but I know all about it because that was the very first one I actually heard about.
Yeah.
Are you in there as well?
Any idea what's happening with that? It's the same thing.
Well, it is, mate. I mean, I've done a video about this, and I said it's like a casino, and you're walking down the road, and all of a sudden the flashy lights of the casino have all these wonderful signs up saying that you're guaranteed to win. Come on in. And as soon as you go in the doors, they ask you to convert whatever money you've got on you into them play money. And then you go in the casino, and everybody in the casino is actually encouraging you to have a flutter. And the people sitting with you at the tables or next to you at the machines are all in on the game. They've been told that if they hang out at the casino, they could win a big prize. And that's what the VIP fives are doing. So you're betting, having a great old time with all these people who are telling you about their winnings and how much money they've won. And you're just part of the casino atmosphere. And then you decide I'm going to leave, or I'm going to buy, I'm going to put my name down for one of the brand new cars that's going to be delivered next month. And the casino keep giving these billboard adverts telling you that wonderful things are going to happen in the casino as long as you stay in the ecosystem. And then you go to leave and they go, you need to convert your money to leave. Now we can only convert it to, milk tokens. And you go, but I don't want milk tokens. I want what I used to buy. Oh, no, we don't do that. You have to convert it. And then you have to convert it to this, to that, to this, to that, to get your money out if you can. And then they'll say, oh, but we've run out of money at the moment. Do you mind waiting for a wee while? And they're all the same, mate, because there's no such thing as, the rewards that these companies are offering, because it's mathematically impossible. If you think about 300, they reckon, I heard the other day that 1.6 million people have invested in HyperVerse. Now, if you do the maths on that, at $300 a ticket, you're talking, billions. So all of a sudden, that Ryan Zhu or Sam Lee are going to come out with the money, that they're worth, and they reckon they're worth billions. Now, Ryan Zhu, the guy that's meant to be worth billions and have 300 enterprises, hasn't been anywhere to be seen for 8 months, nor is Sam Lee.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so now at one point, Ryan Zhu was going to guarantee the return on investment, even though it wasn't an investment, and he put $100 million up. That was when it was, I think it was when it was Hyper Capital, maybe HyperFund.
Yeah.
But in 2021, Ryan Zhu took a job that was paying $120,000 a year. Now, a guy with 300 enterprises under his belt and, 300 enterprises under his belt, why is he taking a job worth $120,000 a year? He worked there for 6 months. Then you got Sam Lee, who was based in Australia, Australian born, and he basically got Blockchain Global, which they used to rave about as the amazing company that's associated with HyperFund and HyperVerse. And he managed to get it on the Australian share market, and they had $50 million invested. And then he took off with the money at the beginning of the year, same time that you stop your withdrawals. And now the liquidators are trying to find him. So
is there any light at the end of the tunnel?
Say that again. Light at the end of the tunnel.
Is there any light?
No, mate. I mean, it's just stringing. What they're doing, they're just buying time. They're keeping everyone, hanging in their hope. Hope's a wonderful thing. I mean, I used to be in a religious cult, so they basically tell you that it's all going to be good at the end. Have faith, hang in there. But it's just a load of porky, so they can get further, so that the longer you have hope and you aren't angry, they get to take off with the money, and the harder it is to recover that money. And also, a friend of yours introduced you to it. It's hard for you to, I would recommend going after your friend that introduced you to it, because he's provided you financial advice, which I'm probably sure he has to be registered to do that.
Yeah, but I think he was angry with me because when I wanted to do a withdrawal, I normally do it through him, and for some reason I stopped it, and I got to the information center, and I got my information, and he was quite angry about it. And now when I call him, he doesn't take my calls.
Right. Imagine if your bank did that.
Sorry?
Imagine if your bank did that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'm thinking of is, so did he did you pay him cash and he create the accounts for you?
Yes.
Oh my
No, well, I
God.
transferred the money.
To his account?
Sorry?
So you transferred the money to his account, or
Yeah.
did you pay it into
Well,
HyperVerse?
it was paid into Luna account.
And was it his?
Oh, sorry?
So why did he have to get involved in the transaction, or was he involved in the transaction?
Yes, he was.
Right. Do you think the money actually hit HyperVerse's, or do you think he's running his own Ponzi scheme himself?
I'm not sure, man.
Okay.
It's very hard because, look, if he paid me like close to 100,000 rands, so I don't think he'll have the money with him to pay that.
Well, he would have, because he would have been running his own Ponzi scheme and paying you out of that's exactly what HyperVerse is doing. So if you went to HyperVerse and you wanted to invest 320 Rand, you would have a wallet address to send the money to. And you would basically need
Yes.
to have that into, your money would have to be in USDT, in a crypto wallet.
Yeah.
And then you would
Yeah.
do a withdraw and deposit it to it. So why would he have to get involved? There's no reason. So your mate, I reckon, is taking your money.
Okay, the only reason he was the one that introduced me to this to HyperVerse, and he said I must invest my money in that. And but everything seems so legit because everything was done in a crypto wallet and stuff like that. And
Yep.
you know, I never had everything. I used to get emails and stuff like that telling me that the withdrawal has been completed. So it was all legit.
Right. So what I believe he would have done is, so you can log into, you can go to hu.thehyperverse.net, I think it is, and you can log in and see your account there.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So what people were doing at one stage is they couldn't get their money out. So they were gifting people memberships. And then they were telling people you can have a free HyperVerse membership, and they would use their HU that they couldn't get out to purchase those memberships. And then they would give people that. So I reckon, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm not saying this is the case, that the guy that introduced you to it probably set you up an account using his HU in the back end, and then gave you ownership of that account. But in the meantime, siphoned your money out through a crypto wallet of his own. Because why would you need to go to him to do withdrawals? Why wouldn't you just go into your account, convert your HU into MOF, and then request a withdrawal from HyperVerse? And once it's approved,
You see, initially I wasn't too clued up with the system.
yeah,
I wasn't. So he was showing me like and how to do it and stuff like that.
yeah. Well, I think the honest truth of it is that a lot of people aren't clued up with the system or the terminology or how it actually works. So I think that's how they get away with it, mate. And there's Keith Williams is the big player in this game, and I've heard in the grapevine from quite a few people that he's taking cash from people, and then he's got so much cash he doesn't know what to do with it. So it's literally turned into money laundering, hasn't it? So I just don't see why your friend had to handle the money when you were dealing with another company. Theoretically, he should have either been showing you on a screen share where to deposit the money. And I'm not sure how LunaPay works, and I'm not sure how we managed to, because that crypto wallet key, no one knows where that actually goes. It could be anyone's, couldn't it?
Yeah. You see that the Luna account is basically, it's like a banking account, basically.
Yeah.
Where the money gets transferred into the account and you can withdraw it. That's basically what it is all about.
I honestly don't know how they go about doing it, mate. So I don't understand why your mate would be grumpy with you if you went direct. Obviously, he stopped paying you guys. So he stopped paying you because either he's ran out of money or he's losing money himself. and I'm pretty sure that you could, it's like asking somebody to help you set up a bank account, isn't it? And then you go to the bank directly and the bank says, "Oi, who are you?" And you go, "Oh, I've got an account with you guys. I'd like to withdraw money." Well, it's just money. Suppose no real reason why I need to use the person to help me withdraw the money when I can go direct to the bank myself. I mean, why would somebody get grumpy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, and you personally, like this money, you've obviously invested in Cash FX, and that hasn't gone well for you?
Well, I made the withdrawal, but it's still pending.
Okay. So you've done
Well,
Cash
in fact,
FX.
I'm just like wanting my money out of it. So I did a complete withdrawal. So I'm not reinvesting in Cash FX. So
Right.
the money that I'm wanting out, I think it's about $1,000.
Right. Have you looking at any other investment opportunities at the moment?
Well, you know what? I'm so skeptical after this episodes, with Cash FX and HyperVerse. I would be skeptical,
I think you should be more than skeptical. I think you should just realize that anything to do with crypto investments, anyone that's asking you to put your money into a crypto wallet is just going out the door, mate. I mean, I've got 50 crypto opportunities in a list, and I did a video and I went through all of them to show people, how many other like-minded opportunities there are out there. None of them, all of them are. I mean, if you just used HyperVerse, which is the one I'm more versed on, I mean, what they're promising people is they're becoming part of the MetaVerse, and they want people to be part of the ecosystem. And it's, they want a community, so they're actually, instead of paying advertising to promote it, they decided that they're going to get their community members and give them 3 or 4 times their reward just because they're a member of this new metaverse.
Yeah. Sorry, Danny, are you part of the HyperVerse as well?
No. I'm nothing. I hate the bastards. So a friend of mine that I haven't heard from 4 years, we were actually looking for a house to rent, and we got to be in the cover of the newspaper here locally. And one of my friends saw it, and he said, "Oh, look, if you're still renting a house and you want to buy a house, I'll pick you up on Wednesday night and I'll take you to this meeting." And I said, "What?" And he's a multi-level marketer. And I said, "What are you promoting?" And it finished up being HyperVerse. And I said, "I can't believe you're trying to get me in a Ponzi scheme to lose my money." And he, "Oh, it's not a Ponzi scheme, it's a retirement fund." And he's still promoting it, as far as I know, today. And so once he did that, I'd started doing videos, proving that this is a Ponzi scheme and it's not legit.
So he's still optimistic that this is going to come right.
Yeah. And then I found the guy that introduced him to it. Now Rick Tainui, he's a guy that's he's meant to be the chairman of Ngāi Now, Ngāi is a really big organization here in New Zealand. And this guy's been promoting Ponzi schemes all his life and multi-level marketing. And he's friends of theirs. So I did a video just exposing him the other day. So he's threatened to come around, and he said if I don't take the video down, he's going to come around and do terrible things to me. So I'm going, "Well, bring it on, brother." But no, I can't stand people that promote these schemes, because they're just telling lies to get people's money, and they're just profiteering and worrying about building their own downline. And all the guys at the top are taking out all the money. So if they believe what they're selling, they should leave their money in, but they're not. Every single one of them have made millions of dollars. All these VIP 5s. I mean, I got a guy that recruited 200 people. He's made $200,000 US out of recruiting 200 people. And he said he just, told it to a few friends, and then everyone else he's got 6,000 people in his downline. And he's disgusted now that it's a Ponzi scheme. But in the meantime, he's taken $200,000 out of it. And he's one of the small guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what? Okay. Once again, the question is, what do I do now?
You just don't
be optimistic.
Yep. You don't invest in any other Ponzi schemes, and don't get involved in crypto investments. That's the best advice. You know, like,
All right. Well, I've got my years now. I'm not going to invest anymore in on this thing. Basically, is if I can get my money back out from HyperVerse, which seems to be like a very remote possibility.
yeah.
But you know, if
Well,
I could get
everyone
it
wants
out,
their
I'll
money
take it
back,
out.
mate. Don't they? Everyone wants their money back. You know,
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's like a bank's been robbed, and the robbers are coming and looted all the money, and they've come in dressed as sheep, but they're actually wolves. And now
Yeah.
they're telling the people that are part of that bank that there's an opportunity that these wolves are going to come back and pay the people they stole from. And, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I
No,
know. And
you do make a lot of sense in what you're saying.
mm,
Like initially when you said they've taken the money out. I mean, where did they get the money to come back into the account and pay the people?
yeah, I mean, I'd love to have an
So
opportunity, not an opportunity. I'm not ever going to give anyone an opportunity. I'd love to have a solution. You know, and they just keep painting this picture of hope. Because I used to be in a religious cult, and they used to tell us that we were all going to live on a paradise earth forever, and all the bad people were going to be wiped off the earth. And I used to sit there in the audience listening to these ministerial servants and elders and Bethel people telling us these stories that I truly believed. And I go into these Zoom meetings, and they're telling everyone to be part of who doesn't want to be part of a community? There's a lot of lonely people out there who like being part of a community. And here's a community that all have a common interest. They like making money. And as soon as a newbie turns up in this community, everyone welcomes them and gives them big hugs and high fives. And, you know, and people go, I love this community. But no one's talking about this money that they've put in. Everyone that I look at these Zoom meetings have invested money. So they've got an interest to be there. And then no one's saying, well, when do I get my money out? Because they don't want to upset the community that seems so positive.
yeah.
So,
So
you know,
then,
yeah.
so you would say that if I could get my money out, try and grab it as quickly as possible if I had to get it out.
Yeah. And this is the part, I mean, give you another example, mate. I used to be, this is an illustration. I used to be in prison, and it used to be in a jungle. And I managed to escape once. And I remember climbing through the wire in the fence, and I've been in there for 5 years. And it wasn't a bad prison, but anyway, I got out. No one knew I had escaped. And then I'm walking fast, not really. And then all of a sudden the lights come on and the sirens go off, and they realize that I've escaped. So I better start running. So I'm running for my life. Next thing, I hear dogs barking. I see spotlights. And then I hear people getting closer to me, and I look behind me, and there's a guy running real close to me with a machete, and he's trying to capture me down. And I'm running, I'm pounding, my chest is pounding, and I see a clearing, and I run through this clearing, and I've actually just ran off a cliff, and I'm falling, and then I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm in a real bad state now. And then I managed to grab a tree, and I grab onto a branch, and I'm hanging onto this branch for dear life. And I can't hang on anymore. And then I look down, and I'm half a foot off the ground. The branch that you're hanging onto is called hope. And you've been through an ordeal. You thought your life was, your money was gone. But what you really need to do is let go of that hope, because that hope, you're putting all your energy, all your thoughts into that one branch. And you just need to let go of your money and walk away from this stuff. And that's what keeps you involved. So when you say, if I get my money out, you still, like, even, I mean, who wouldn't delete their account with HyperVerse? No one, because they've got you by the balls. You're invested. You've put money into something. It's real money for you. And then they've wiped that slate clean. And then you're hoping that they're going to come back and put it back. And because of all the technology and the crypto knowledge and the high tech talk and the Mr. H's and stuff like this, you are bamboozled a wee bit with the technology, and you'll put your hand up like everybody, and they'll say, I don't quite understand how it all works and the blockchain, And that's how they're doing it. And that's a smoke screen. You know, at the end of the day, they've told you it's not an investment. You've invested your money. They've promised you a return on your investment, which they've relabeled as rewards. And then when you talk money, they say, oh, it's not money. I've been in Zoom meetings with Keith Williams and said, had you steal money from people? And he goes, oh, no, we don't. We have crypto. And we don't pay out money, we pay out rewards. And they've got all that terminology down to a pat for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually pointless me even talking to Keith Williams, because I mean, he's gonna tell me he's very optimistic about it and just hang in there. He's probably going to tell me that.
Oh, mate, I've been messaging Kalpesh Patel, mate. So when Keith Williams became the global sales representative, I don't think he knew about it. So I sent him a picture and said, how silly is Keith Williams sticking his neck out in a chopping block? So Kalpesh comes back and basically says that the people that are in the community, he's still lying to them and he couldn't do it anymore. And I thought, God on you, you know, and you think, oh my God, but he's off behind another Ponzi scheme. So,
No.
and the other day, I'm actually working with a reporter at the moment for the last 10 weeks, and he's put in a story together about me busting these Ponzi schemes. And the problem that he's having is he wants to find the person that's taken all the money. And I said, well, it's, you know, it's at least 500 VIP fives who have taken the money. How do you rustle all those people together? I mean, who, you know, and then who's got the money and where is the money? You know, and who did they steal the money from? Oh, well, they've taken $300 off this person and 800 off this person. You know, it's just a mess. So it's a very clever Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
And Keith Williams, he doesn't care.
So I would say, I mean, I'm very, very much distressed at the moment. I mean, you know, it's like I think about it every day. Look, it was the spare money that I had, and now I'm sitting with nothing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I feel for you. I do. The guy, I don't know if you watched the video, Mike Lucas. He, you've got Kalpesh Patel doing videos. 1 week before I interviewed him, and he said, what did he say? That pension funds were just a Ponzi scheme, and the government has been running a Ponzi scheme because everyone pays into their pension fund, and there's more money going out than going in. So people lose credibility of all the scare tactics of other things that's happening. So this guy, Mike Lucas, had withdrawn his money out of his pension fund, which was $25,000, and invested it into HyperVerse, hoping that within 600 weeks, he's going to have $75,000 to put back into his pension fund. So, you know, and he's hoping that he's going to get his money out. And he said he can't, he's 61 years of age and he's already on a disability benefit.
Sorry.
And that was his, you know, his retirement nest. And it wasn't very big, but it was what he's going to retire on.
Yeah.
He asked me the same question, mate.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm really, really disappointed at this point in time as I speak to you. You know, I really don't know what to do. That's why I've turned to you. I've seen you on YouTube. I've seen the videos, some of your videos and stuff like that. And I thought maybe you might be the best person to talk to.
Well,
look,
yeah.
I've got some surety or clarity on the matter. Look, it's basically it's a Ponzi scheme, and you know, there's nothing much I can do about it. You know, it was just a bad investment on my side. You know.
Yeah.
And I should learn from that.
Well, it's a hard lesson to learn when people steal your money, mate.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know.
Do you want to help other people who are investing at the moment?
Sorry?
Do you want to help save other people that are investing in HyperNation at the moment? What?
Oh yes, I would definitely advise people not to.
What message would you tell someone who's considering getting involved in HyperNation?
Don't even waste your time. It's just Ponzi scheme anyway. So, you know, they're going to promise you a lot of things, and it's not going to materialize.
Yeah. So
So that's,
if I
it
could
was
use,
a bit of a lesson for me. I mean, I got caught, and look at
yeah,
it now. I'm just trying to get my money out.
yeah. And the worst thing about HyperNation going forward is that people in HyperNation, the lady, if you go to my YouTube channel, at the top right-hand side, there's a link that goes off to Odyssey. Now, Odyssey is like a YouTube channel, but you don't get told off for what content you put on there. So I've uploaded a video of this lady, I've forgotten her name, and basically she said that she's bought she convinced her husband to buy a $10,000 purple NFT. So even though they've lost a lot of money in HyperVerse, she's now convinced her husband to buy a $10,000 NFT, which means that she can build a team and get those high rewards. Now, she'll be out there recruiting people like yourself to invest. Now, unless you start recruiting or you've bought a purple NFT, it's going to be very hard for you to get, a commission from referring people into it. So what they've basically done, they've got the sales team and they've made them invest more money into HyperVerse, which is basically a cash grab. And these people that invested $10,000 are now going to hang on to it like a bone because this lady basically said she's mortgaged her house to get the money. They are hell-bent at lying, cheating, stealing, convincing people like yourself that it's a good thing to invest. But the reality is they don't want to lose their $10,000 investment. And those same people have made a lot of them have made millions of dollars already from HyperVerse. And now this is a rinse and repeat. And they're the ones that are going to make the money. So all you can do is if you have 300 Rand, you are hoping that you're just going to get 900. These guys are hoping to build a team of people and they're hoping that they're going to get, million US, 2 million US because they're recruiting people. And they've done it before, so why can't they do it again? So it's a very violent thing they're about to rinse and repeat and do again. And that's why I'm trying to get in early. Like yesterday, there was a Zoom meeting with about 90 people in it. And it's HyperNation are running these meetings. 90 of the people in the Zoom meeting isn't many considering what they have had. And you can just about guarantee that 60 to 70% of those people are already invested. And they're just in the crowd chanting people who are new that it's a good thing to get involved. And, because they're all invested. It's just once you've got skin in the game, the audience just changes, the enthusiasm in the audience. Do you understand what the techniques they're using just make me sick, to be honest.
Yeah. It's just so frustrating,
Are you single, mate? Or are you married? Have you got kids? What about you personally? Like,
no, well, I live alone.
Right. Perfect clientele, mate. Honestly. That's yeah.
I'm just down to nothing at the moment. All the spare money that I had, I invested in HyperVerse.
Yeah.
So I'm down to nothing.
How's your mental how's your state of mind? Like, do you have suicidal thoughts?
Hey, sometimes, because I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Have you got friends? Like, I mean, this is massive, mate. Don't underestimate what's just happened to you.
Yeah.
I mean, like somebody's just literally come and stolen what you've worked your life for. Like you worked at the airport or security, did you say?
No, I worked at the flight center.
Right. And that's basically your retirement redundancy, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I feel for you, mate. I mean, like as I said to Mike Lucas, I mean, like all these people like, Keith Williams, who's theoretically saying that they're blessed by God and, and they're good, like the new position that Keith Williams has got, he reckons God appointed him it. So if they're good law, if they really are, followers and believers of, God, then you think they'll do the right thing and help people like yourself. but they don't. They just keep withdrawing the money they can and run off with it. I mean, I was just thinking, if you wanted to help other people, what would really work is let me use this sort of this recording to actually warn other people. How do you feel about that?
Sorry, say that again.
So if you want to help other people who are sitting on the fence thinking, should I invest in HyperNation? I mean, if I can use this recording of us to, you know, warn other people, then that's where I really see the value in having a chat. Which, you know, I mean, it's, but a lot of people are worried that, you know, about their identity, or, you know, the fact that they might forfeit the fact that they'll get their money back. But the reality is it's just, you know, that's that hope that they ask people to hang on to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Danny, the problem is right now, I wouldn't even advise anybody to get it, because I've been caught with this Ponzi scheme, and I definitely don't want other people to get involved in this again.
Brilliant.
And I definitely won't involve myself in any other Ponzi scheme again. If
Yeah.
I can just get my money out, and I walk away quietly, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to happen, mate. I mean, I'd love to be able to say to you that you think about, you know, like there's a few other facts that make it impossible. The fact is they've been promising to give one-time rewards back to people for at least 4 or 5 months. Not one person has received any of their money back to date. You know, and obviously there was, like I said, there was a big transaction where somebody stole all the loot out of, it could have been Ryan Jew, who knows? And then I reckon, you know, there's so many theories on it. I mean, I reckon that HyperNation is a completely different entity altogether.
Yeah.
You know, and the only money that's going into the system at the moment is going into HyperNation. You know, and there's people doing withdrawals in HyperNation already. So what does that tell you?
It's working.
Well, it's working and building credibility, and the people that are withdrawing are just taking back, drip feeding the money that they've already invested back in. So if you put 320 Rand in and you can take out $100,000 and you're thinking, oh, great, you know, wait until I get my 900 out, or my million Rand is what you would have been going for. Then you're sitting there chanting it on, and you're also telling everyone else in the meantime that it's great because you want this, you want it to be sustainable and stay afloat. So, you know, and then you've got like cash was a real good one, because a lot of people put their money in.
What I want to ask you is, these people like Keith Williams and stuff like that, are you in constant contact with them?
They hate my guts, mate. I mean, I send them messages, and I know they, like, I've chatted to Keith Williams about, we've had about 40 text chats together, and I've done it via LinkedIn. So I chat to him on LinkedIn, but anything to do with Telegram or WhatsApp, he doesn't reply to me. And initially he was reading my messages. So I put videos of him online, and then I send him a message to the link of the video. And I jumped into a leadership training meeting just yesterday, and when I got in there, they knew who I was. And Jackie Holmes, whatever her name is, kicked me out and said, oh, it's Danny DeHeck. And then they kicked me out. So no one likes me there. I'm not helping them, or it's not a Danny versus HyperVerse sort of tug of war. It's me and a bunch of people who got YouTube accounts trying to create warnings to people. And, you know, we're trying to say, look, your story is more valuable than anything, mate, because you are a normal person that have listened to these listened to the Zoom meetings, listened to a friend who introduced you to it, made an informed decision with the facts that they gave you. And then you've got someone who's telling you all about it, showing you how well they've done. And then you're thinking, oh, well, if he's done it, I'll do it. All the crypto jargon that they use, I bet you don't understand it. Now, I bet your mate doesn't understand it either. And because it's so complicated and he's done it, you just walk in a straight line and follow you know, and then you might as well go large like you did. I mean, you didn't put 300 Rand in, you put 300,000 Rand in, you know,
Yeah.
because, you know, the thought of being, you know, everyone likes investing money, mate, and making money. I mean, I'm not, you know, so yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually it's coming down to nothing at the moment. It's
Yeah.
just I should just hope and pray I get my money out.
Well, yeah. Being part of a religious cult in the past, I don't think praying is going to help, because God theoretically just appointed Keith Williams the global sales representative.
Yeah.
No, sorry,
All
mate.
right.
I don't want to make
Danny,
fun of it.
thank you very much for your talk, eh?
Yeah. No, that's right. Can I use
All right.
this and help others, mate?
Sorry?
Can I use this recording and help others?
Not sure about that, then.
Why not? Do you want somebody else to fall victim to it as well, or do you think your message can help others?
I don't want to be exposed,
Yeah. Well, exposed for what?
I mean, like I don't want people to say, "Hey, I know that guy," and you know, okay, no, you can use it.
That good one.
You can.
Yeah. But it really, I mean, that's gold to me, because it's basically, you're just the perfect, you know, type of person. I mean, you're single. How old are you? Do you mind if I ask?
57.
57. So Mike
57.
Lucas, the last guy I interviewed, he was 61 years of age, and he was thinking about his retirement. I'm 52. So, you know, it's yeah. Hey, if you do need someone to talk to and you are feeling down, you know, feel free to reach out to me. There's a group that we have called Ponzi Scheme Busters. Do you hang out on Telegram?
Yes, I do have Telegram. Yeah.
All right, so I'll give you a link to my Telegram group, and we've got a nice group of people there. It's all, I run the whole lot, so no one's going to try selling you anything. But they are people that keep me in the loop with what's happening. So if you look in the chat box now, you'll see a link. And go in there, and there's some really nice people in there that if you just say that you've just been chatting to Danny, then I'll welcome you anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, like
all
the big people in this game, I've been chatting to them as well. And as I said, you know, the newspaper guy's been working with us for the last 10 weeks. So hopefully we'll get some more awareness out there. And that's really the trick to what we're doing here, mate, is making people aware. And if there is an opportunity to get your money back, honestly, you'll be the first to know.
Yeah. Would you be the first to know?
Well, I got out of bed at 12:15 last night and uploaded a video telling everyone that they're promising that they'll get their money back in 3 weeks' time. And you know, I mean, do I want to listen to a bunch of thieves, you know, giving guidance on how they're going to give back the money they stole? I mean, it's, yeah. Well, I think I would be one of the first to know, definitely, because the thing is, like in these groups, I mean, I've got 60 people in my Ponzi Scheme Buster group, and I've got another group which is called Scam Busters. There's 300 people in that one, and these guys have been fighting these things for 5 years, and anything that goes down that's big on the internet, we get notified, and then we go out investigating it. I mean, one of the ones
would you be able to pop me an email should you hear something about it?
Of course. Yeah, no, well, obviously stay tuned to my YouTube channel, but no, definitely. And I mean, if I do a video, I won't put your contact details on there, but now there is something else to be wary of. There is companies out there claiming they can get your money back, and they keep posting on my YouTube channel that if you search for such and such on Instagram, he will help you get your money back. Now, they're total scammers. I've done that and asked them for help and tell them I've lost my money, but they want you to pay them money in crypto to buy software to undecipher your undecipherable crypto key. And then if they get your money
Because
back,
I was going to go that route anyway.
yeah,
I
that's
saw on YouTube.
total scam. So where did you hear about that?
I was good.
Where did you hear?
I was actually going through YouTube and I found these people. People said that thank you very much for assisting me, and we managed to get our money out and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I get 50 of those spam-like comments on my YouTube channel every day, and I delete mine every day. And I've wrote to YouTube and said, "Can you stop these people posting this shit on my channel?" And they go, "No." But I'm rampantly deleting them. And the reason I delete them is because people see them on my channel and they think that I'm endorsing them if I leave those comments. So I'm quite diligent. There'll be a couple on there now because I haven't cleared them yet. It's about, what time is it now? 10 o'clock in the morning over here. So yeah, just don't fall victim to that, because that's scamming the people that have been scammed number 2. Shocking, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay
Listen,
yep.
Just wanted to tell you that I really appreciate your talk. It was very comforting and stuff like that, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, I'm really, in fact, you gave me a little bit of hope earlier when you said that in 3 weeks' time we will get the money out. And then after that, when you told me that it's mostly for people that haven't withdrawn at all. But then they've been promising for a long time. They've been promising that like maybe beginning of end of last year, they've been saying like, you're gonna get your money out or everything's gonna come right. It's just a total hogwash.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
And it's worse than that, mate, because think about how many people would have invested and never rebuyed and never took any money out. There'd be very few people that just threw their money in there and never touched it. So, and let's just say they decided that just to keep this Mickey Mouse company going as long as we can, we are going to repay those people. I mean, it's a $4 billion scam. So let's say they put $10 million into repaying that demographics of people. It's just going to give people false hope. People like yourself, the first thing you're going to go, well, I haven't got my initial investment back. And they go, oh, but you have taken some money out, so you're in a different level.
Yeah.
I've hacked into people's computers before, who have tried scamming me. The first thing I try doing is deleting their hard drives. I mean, I'm not the nicest person to piss off on the internet. And when I was new to the internet 20 years ago, I could literally hack into a hacker's computer. And technology's changed and VPNs, it makes it a lot harder now. But these guys, I often sit there and think, now what would be my next strategy if I was them? How would I keep this community going as long as I can? Let's pay back 10 people of influence. So, when you're watching these launches and they have these competitions and people win the prizes, people who won the prizes last time were only going to be given the prizes if they did a promotional video endorsing HyperNation. Previously, with HyperVerse, they did the same thing. And the people that won those prizes had to do videos endorsing the company to get the reward. It's all rigged.
Yeah.
So if anyone's going to get paid out money, I'm pretty sure that they will find people who have the biggest mouths and they will pay them back their initial investment, knowing that they will spread the word that they got their money back. And that will rumble through the community as they're paying the money out. And instantly they've just got 3 or 4 more months grace from these people that they've stolen money from. And it's not rocket science, really.
Yeah.
I mean, what have you got? Like I'm worried about your mental health here. Because you've lost a lot of money. Is there something else that you can focus on, Like, have you thought of starting like, are you working at the moment?
No, I'm not.
Right. So is there any reason why you couldn't work?
Well, I've taken my early package, early retirement
Right.
at 55.
Right.
You know,
You've been
and
2 years in.
they
Yep.
offered it to us, and I took it, and then now I'm sitting with nothing. The only income that I get every month is from my annuity.
Yeah. And you're the perfect clientele. That's exactly the people they're taking money from, the retirement money, you see.
Yeah, yeah.
What about getting some sort of like part-time job or doing some community work or something like that, just to keep your mind focused? Because, you know, like I used to run social clubs, and I actually had 2 people, you know, take their own lives. And one of them didn't get found for, I think, two months, you know, because they had no friends and they were isolated. You know, I'm not saying that's your deal, but a lot of lonely people out there really struggle with, you know, having friends around them. And that's why, you know, these communities online are quite comforting. And obviously we've just had COVID as well. And I'm sort of thinking that
Yeah.
it might be a good idea for someone like yourself who's had a real ordeal, you've lost your money, sitting at home alone. Maybe it's a good idea to get out there in the community and do something either in charity or find a part-time job so you're around
Well,
people.
I'm trying at the moment, to get something, but it's a
Yeah,
bit difficult, It's a bit difficult.
yeah.
All right, Tony. You know
No,
what? Thank you very much for your assistance, for your talk. I really appreciate it.
no, it's nice talking to you,
Um,
mate, and thank you for helping other people by speaking out. I really do appreciate that.
yeah. As I said to you, if you got any information, just pop me an email, like regarding any news about HyperVerse.
Yep.
Um, that is if you're the first to know.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sorry, mate, but you know, try not to hang on to that branch. You know, when you let go
Yeah,
of that branch, you know, you'll feel free.
yeah.
You know, and it, you know, like, I mean, don't shut your account down. There is miracles, but you know, no, good stuff, mate.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, eh?
Free feel to email
Cheers.
me and message
Bye.
me whenever you like. All right.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
See you,
Bye.
dude. Bye.
Bye.
See you, mate.